Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex or Nuzz here, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over some things that you may not be aware of that is basically free and easy money in RuneScape 3 that you need to remember to take advantage of whenever you can. If you like videos like this, make sure to subscribe, and new subscribers automatically get increased RNG for everything. Don't believe me? Just try it. Alright, jokes aside, leave a like if you enjoy these types of videos, and let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to mention here only applies to Premier Club members. I just want to give a quick mention of this. I know not everyone has Premier Club. This is something that I totally forgot about myself, and I do actually have Premier Club, and that is something called monthly drops. Now, I actually forgot to claim these monthly drops for over 5 months. Luckily, you'll get a message in your chat box saying you can claim them, or you can go to the menu to claim all of these drops, and you get things like bonus XP, oddments, death touch darts, different chests with different items, skilling items, stuff like that. I got a ton of stuff, cash bags, and I totally forgot this even existed, but it does exist for Premier Club members. So if you are a Premier Club member, make sure that you claim all these, because I don't really look at my chat box that much when I log in, and recently when I logged in I noticed that I had like 5 months of unclaimed ones. So yes, you can claim the past ones that you forgot about too, so make sure you do it, because now death touch darts are pretty decent and can make you some money, whether you use them at Next, Ambassador, wherever. They're not, cheap. They usually cost 5 mil from the traveling merchant, so it's a nice thing just for those, but there's a ton of other stuff you can get too. So next we have a few ways that you can potentially get some really big drops, like even potentially dies for free, but at the very least you'll make a little bit of money and also get some cash. So this first thing that you can do is based on your quest points. Now, if you go to Maze Quest Caravan in Varrock, you can actually go and claim rewards based on how many quest points you have. Now, you can only do this as a one-time thing whenever you hit a certain amount of quest points. A lot of people actually don't know about this or even forgets it exists, because I did a bunch of quests recently and I forgot that this even existed, and I went and got some dies and made a little bit of money. So yes, make sure you go here and you'll get a ton of magical dice. Now, these dice will give you GP from every tier of the reward track you go up, as well as a ton of different clue scroll rewards and potentially some super rare ones from the higher tier dice. Now, I believe from the magical dice you'll get over 20 million GP in free gold if you have 425 quest points, and then all of the potential fortune components or other rare items. Of course, some of the dice, like the more later ones, will get you things from elite clues and hard clues, and the earlier ones can get you stuff from easy, medium clues, but the fortunate components, no matter what they are gonna add up. And if you get all your quests done, you can probably get a free 30 to 50 mil GP. So if you're somebody who hasn't been here yet, make sure that you go and claim these, and of course always do your quests. Now, another way you can potentially get clue scroll items, or even rare clue scroll items like dies, or make a little extra money, is something that I personally am very fond of. I love this DnD, and that is the Giant Oyster monthly event. Now, I do this every single month, and I've been doing it for years. This distraction and diversion, you can do it after completing the Beneath Cursed Tides quest, and you'll also get a bunch of farming and fishing XP when you do this too, so that's another added bonus. And the really nice thing about it is it can actually be reset every month with a monthly DnD token, so you can loot the Oyster twice per month for double the chance at some really nice loot. Now, the Oyster will give you rewards from random clue scrolls, and your total level will determine which tables you can roll on. So the higher your total level, the higher table you can roll on, such as like elite clues. I usually always make a few mil every month or so from doing this, as long as I get fortunate components. Sometimes you don't, but you'll still get a 200-300k. Of course, there's always that slight chance that the Oyster could drop you a super rare drop, like a die that could potentially be worth billions of GP. It's happened before. If you don't believe me, go on Reddit and search for Oyster die. You'll see a bunch of people that have gotten it in the past. So always do your Oyster for free money and also some XP. Something else that you should always do, especially when you're getting into PVM or starting to PVM more, even at a lower level, if you're doing lower level PVM like Barrows, is doing Reaper tasks. Now, recently Treasure Hunter actually introduced the Soul Reaper refresh contracts, so if you have some of those from Treasure Hunter, you can farm Reaper tasks even more to gain Reaper points. Now, Reaper tasks are done by going to Death's office outside the PVM hub or in Draenor and requesting a boss Slayer task. task essentially. You will then earn something called Reaper points, which can purchase a variety of things, but most notably the Hydrix, which sell for 60 mil for 200 Reaper points. Another tip to mention while doing Reaper's task is the Reaper's Choice passive effect, which you can buy from Death himself with Reaper points, and it's definitely worth it to aim for this first before you buy a Hydrix. I know it might seem tempting to buy the Hydrix, but buying Reaper's Choice will allow you to have a chance to choose your Reaper task, and it's just really nice for most of the time getting the boss that you want as a task, and it can make doing these tasks every day much easier if you're able to just go to the boss you were already doing. So if you're somebody who already bosses or wants to get into PvM, make sure to get a Reaper task before you boss, because it's basically free money if you're already bossing. Something that came out recently was a system regarding weekly challenges in RuneScape 3. Now this system allows you to complete daily challenges every day and move up and up on a reward track. This is nice because you can see all the rewards laid out on the track each week and decide if this is something that's worth it for you to do. A lot of the time it actually is really worth it because of things like Death Touch darts among other items. This is because Death Touch darts can actually make you a lot of money. I did a video about them back in November, and if you get them for free, they're really good, because at the time back then, Next kills made you on average 2 mil per kill, and Ambassador made you upwards of 15 mil per kill on average, and I think this has actually changed, but the Ambassador is actually even better now. So if you have trouble killing Ambassador and you can run the normal dungeon but have trouble killing him or your kills are slower, using a Death Touch dart could be a good thing. And Next is also another good option, especially if you get these for free. So using this system to rack up the weekly rewards is really nice and definitely worth it for everyone to do. Usually I go and I target the weeks I want to do. If a week doesn't have Death Touch darts or something that I want, then maybe I won't do it, but if I see that Death Touch dart, I'm usually doing it. So something I've begun doing every day is going and making Penance Powder. You can actually do this by going to Het's Oasis. You'll be foraging flowers, and you can do this every day, and you can actually use a rapid grow spell to make them grow instantly, and you can use this spell twice a day if you have the Master's Farmer's outfit. So if you have those things, you can basically go and do this really easily. 8 patches a day. If you don't have the outfit but you have the spell, you can do 4 patches a day, and there's a chance that you get golden roses, which you can actually take these golden roses and go and hunt these scarabs very fast. It doesn't take too long at all. You basically transform your golden roses into Penance Powder, and Penance Powder is going for over like a mil each. So this is something that I do every day that can make you a decent amount of money, and it doesn't take too long at all. So if this is something you have access to and you want to make a few mil every day really fast, then this is a very good option. And I talked about it more in a video that I'll link below if you want to see all the requirements and everything, so that'll be in the description as well. This is definitely something that you should look into. Something else I wanted to talk about that you should not sleep on is Invention machines. Invention machines are nice, and not only for just making money normally. Some people look at them and think you have to use them to, do some profitable method, but honestly, they can just be a nice thing if you do a lot of elite dungeons. You can get the auto alker and alk a ton of stuff. I have so many relics that are common, uncommon, that take forever to alk, that are just clogging up my bank, and the best way to do that is to put them in an alker. You can also buy items slowly on the GE to alk that are going to profit you. A lot of people do this. They'll put in an offer in the GE basically with a bunch of money and leave it over time and buy alkables for cheap and then throw it in their alchemizer, and they're just making passive money every single day, and this can help pay for your membership very easily. But not only is there the auto alker, there's things like the potion producer, partial potion producer, and other things like the plank maker that can make you some decent money. So invention machines are something you should definitely take advantage of. I'll leave a link to a guide in the description in case you guys want more information on that to see which ones are best for money. Personally, for me, I usually just use the auto alker and use it for my elite dungeon relics and stuff like that, but there are a lot of different options for this, and something that you should probably always be doing because it's passive and it's just going to make you money while you're basically logged off the game. In this same vein, we have something like daily runs. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole spiel heal on daily runs. You guys know I talk about it a lot, but one specific thing, if you do anything, go and get Viswax every day. This is super easy. It's going to take you 2 minutes and you're going to make like 1 mil or more. It's so easy. The GP per hour is actually really good. Even if you're somebody that does PVM and you're like, oh, only this amount per hour, it's not worth my time. It actually is worth most people's time to go just do some Viswax. It's not something that's like 5 mil an hour. It's going to take you 10 minutes and you're going to make like 500k. It actually takes you a minute or two and you'll make a nice mil or more. My friend has an Ironman and has been collecting Viswax on there for quite a while, and you'd be surprised how much that stack of Viswax is just from doing it every single day. Finally, I want to talk about the Traveling Merchant. Now, the Traveling Merchant is at the Deep Sea Fishing Hub and sells a variety of different items, which changes every day with its stock. But some of the best items that you should almost always buy from the Traveling Merchant is number one, the Gift of the Reaper. This is purchased at the Traveling Merchant and it gives you 20 Reaper points for using it. So you're basically buying 20 Reaper points instantly. Now for this works out to a profit of around 2.5 million GP for just buying this. Of course, you need enough Reaper points to get a Hydrix, so you can't instantly trade in those 20 Reaper points for a profit, but once you get a Hydrix, it is going to be a 2.5 mil profit just from buying this bottle. So if you ever see this in the shop, make sure you buy it. But unrelated to money, you can also buy things like the Livid Plant, which is something that is extremely important. It can help you unlock Disruption Shield. You can buy these for 1 mil each from the Traveling Merchant, and you get 10,000 to 40,000 Livid Farm points, and you need a bunch of these to unlock Disruption Shield. So if you're like me and you didn't have Disruption Shield for quite a while, you should go and get started on this early, because the earlier you go and buy these plants, the less time you're going to have to spend at Livid Farm. So that's also another thing not related to money. Same with the Death Touch Dart. The Traveling Merchant does sell the Death Touch Dart, but they are expensive, so it's usually not worth buying unless you want them for something like Telestreaking or to use somewhere like Ambassador. And finally, something you should always be doing that I've been trying to learn how to do more and more is doing player-owned ports. Now, player-owned ports is essentially a mini game where you send out ships on voyages and you get different resources, and you can use those resources to make different ports armor and a bunch of stuff. But if you're in it for money, there's a few things you can make. The most notable and probably the easiest thing to get is making Scrimshaws with ancient bones. Now, a lot of you might actually have a ton of these ancient bones saved up. You can actually make them into different Scrimshaws. Of course, you can make the superior Scrimshaws, but for money, making the normal ones that you can sell on the GE is going to be the best bang for your buck. So basically, you need 4 to 10 ancient bones, depending on the Scrimshaw you want to make, and you need a fletching level of 85 to 95. And some Scrimshaws, like the Scrimshaw of Ranging and others, are now being used for the new enchantments from Samrock. So some of these have actually gone up in price. You can make the Scrimshaw of Vampirism, which the Scrimshaw of Vampirism sells for over 2 mil, and it basically costs 10 bones, so that's 200k per bone. You can also make things like the Tradeable Ports Armor and the different types of soups. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of ways to turn your resources into money if that's something you want to do. But ports doesn't take too long. It's kind of like sending out archaeology research, and I'll link a good guide to ports in the description. But yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope it gave you some, a little bit of motivation to start doing some of these things every day, or at least whenever you can, because it's essentially free money and a lot of this stuff doesn't take too long. I understand not wanting to go and do super long farm runs every day and do 100 different things every day, because that adds up, but these are a few things that you can spend a few minutes on every day and they're actually really worth it. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. It helps get the video out to more people. Let me know what you think below. If there's anything you think I should have included, let everyone know so we can all learn together. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. We're super close to 30k, so it would be amazing if we can get there, and I'll see you all in the next one.